The silence is deafening. The calls for capital fade into the cold air, and every meeting feels like a battle lost before it's even begun. This fundraising winter is a storm not just outside the walls, but inside every one of you who's ever raised a fund, who's made promises to limited partners with hope that felt like fire in the chest. Now, that fire flickers, sometimes barely alive, swallowed by doubt and the brutal truth of a market that no longer bends to will alone. Feel it, that crushing weight pressing on your shoulders, the fear that your vision might never find its fuel. The conversations that used to burst with possibility are now cautious, measured, sometimes silent. When every door shuts quietly, you wonder, how on earth do you survive this? How do you clutch this moment not just with grit, but with real strategy, with ruthless grace? The answers you've heard so far? Same old playbook repackaged for crisis. But this is different. This isn't about tweaks or temporary fixes. This is about surviving by transforming your whole approach. The old way of fundraising, expecting LPs to come to you, to pitch one-sided stories, to rely on historical momentum, is dead. Let's admit that first. The market won't rescue those clinging to comfort, those waiting for overnight shifts or government signals. This is a brutal purge of everything that's not durable, not real, not aligned with the raw truth of who you are and what you really bring. Don't waste time pretending this is business as usual, because it's not. You have to double down on what no crash can shake: your relationships, the quality of your story, and the rarity of your value. Not the vague, generic kind, but the kind so sharp and distinct that it cuts through panic and indecision like a blade. No fundraising is about transactions right now. It's about trust embedded in a shared mission, sharper than any market condition. None of your LPs can afford to keep pouring into pools of sameness. They want the rare, the unexpected, the ones who refuse to bend or break no matter how cold the winter grows. And yes, that means embedding yourself deeper into a community that transcends traditional borders, the old networks that feel like prisons. It's time to seek alignment with the few who burn as fiercely as you do, not the many who settle for safe mediocrity. If this sounds harsh, good. This moment is brutal. No one's promising fairy tales or easy wins, but the truth is magnetic, a rallying cry for those who refuse to fold under pressure. So, start with a brutal self-audit. What parts of your narrative are echoes of the past? Where are you leaning on comfort, still disguised as strength? Strip down to the core of your conviction. Is your fund not just promising returns, but transformation? Do you engage your LPs as partners in breaking old molds, not just passive backers? If you can't say yes with fire, something isn't right. Next, the strategy must be surgical. No more spraying pitches like confetti into the void. Identify the few LPs who truly align with your vision, who understand that winning in the next cycle isn't about quick flips, but long battles. Build your conversations around shared rebellion, against systems that reward average, against markets that punish boldness. Don't ask for money. Invite them to join a syndicate of misunderstood brilliance. Show them how your fund defies norms and drives the future others are blind to. Make your value a manifesto, not a memo. This level of connection turns cold calls into warm bridges with a pulse. At the same time, be radically transparent but hopeful. Too many investors hide behind numbers or distant optimism. In this atmosphere, honesty about challenges bonds people. Let your LPs into the trenches with you, not just the victories, but never stop anchoring every struggle in a vision so clear. Listeners feel it in their bones. This is your superpower, turning uncertainty into a shared fight, a mission that feeds itself on pressure rather than withers. If you fail to inspire this way, fear and doubt expand, consuming the hard-earned trust painstakingly built over years. Beyond your story, your network is your fortress. Isolate the noise of generic advice, the noise of public hype, the noise of doubt that tempts you to scale down your ambition. Instead, connect deeper to a coalition of rare minds, investors and founders, who are not just surviving, but constructing new realities. These are the people who don't just wait out the storm, but learn to dance in it. In this alignment is power, knowledge sharing that breaks the mold, deal flow fueled by trust, collaborations born from shared rebellion. You don't need thousands, you need the right dozens, the rare few who, when combined, become invincible. And here's the key: this can't be rushed. Patience is your secret weapon. The market punishes the hasty and the scattered. You are playing the long game. Every cold season ends, but only for those who never stopped investing in what matters: authenticity, resilience, relentless pursuit of better futures. Let impatience die quietly while persistence declares war on fear. When you plant seeds now in the harshest winter, you harvest in springs others never dream of. Your discipline now redefines what it means to be a GP. Yes, the world tells us to bend and adjust, to follow scripts written for many to be mediocre safe. But you aren't here to be part of the crowd. You are here to rewrite the story, not just your own, but the landscape of investment itself. Push boundaries others fear. Question every truth the system offers. Remember, those norms that seem unbreakable are just illusions. They only exist because we accept them. Your power is in your refusal to be bound by them. This isn't about survival alone. It's about coming out of this winter stronger, more sovereign, more connected than ever before. So, fight for every connection. Craft every conversation like a sharp blade. Tell stories that burn with passion and clarity. Build a network that's not a scatter of acquaintances, but a fortress of complementary firebrands. Peel back every layer of uncertainty and lay bare a vision that demands commitment with no compromises. Align with those who strike matches in the dark, not those content to watch the flame flicker and die. If the market crushes your old playbook, build a new one of your own design, a blueprint written not in compromises, but in conviction. This is your time to transcend the illusion of comfort and seize the rough edges that will carve out your legacy. General partners aren't just fundraisers. They are architects of future realities where the rare don't just survive, but thrive. This winter isn't an end. It's your proving ground. Survival isn't about waiting for the thaw. Survival is about becoming the fire that never dies, even in the coldest night. And when you do that, when you embody critical thinking, ruthless patience, selective alliances, and transformative vision, you unlock not just capital, but a future no one else saw coming. Ready to stop surviving and start becoming? The winter wakes the fierce. The rare rise because they must. The time to claim your place beyond the noise is now. Every moment you waste doubting is a moment someone else seizes your spark. So ignite it. Burn for what's real. Burn through the illusions. Then watch how the world you remake starts to bend, not to comfort, not to consensus, but to your relentless will.